Hello there and welcome back to FBAnts. Today I'm going to teach you the ant keeping basics. I hope you can like and subscribe and enjoy this video. Getting into ant keeping, there's a few factors you want to get into to learn the basics, like what your queen species is and how to take care of it, what food they need, and what to feed it. Now this can differ from a lot of stuff, but I'm just going to teach you the most common things for almost all the species around the world. So different stuff like fire ants are way larger in size compared to the smaller ants right here. You see, both of these are queen, but you can tell that they're way smaller than each other. And one of these is a very rapid grower, and the other is a very rapid but aggressive species. Now, I know what species they are because this one's a fire ant, and fire ants are mostly known for their stings in Texas here. See, here you go right here. Now, this ant is the most common ant to find in almost everywhere. Now, this is different for all species, but most ants, they want to feed once they get up to 5 workers, or 1, mattering how you want to feed them, if you want to grow faster or not. Now you see this queen right here, I'll feed her when there's 1 worker, and this queen right here, I'll feed her when there's 2. Now the reason why I'm going to do that is because they'll differ for how small they are. Now the workers are going to be tiny for this ant colony, and you can tell why. That queen's just so small. And these workers are going to be a good amount of size, a little harder to tell the difference between the workers. So what you want to do is feed your ant colonies. The first thing is honey. Honey will boost their energy and make them more hyper. Now after you do that, in about 3 days, you would like to feed them a protein source. This can differ from not ant legs, but like cricket legs and stuff like that. You can feed them ants from dead colonies outside. Now, one recommended rule is not to combine a colony unless you know what species they are. You see, I would not combine these because they are completely different species, and fire ants attack almost everything. First tip is not to bug your ants quite often. I've been using these for my videos because they're ants I don't really care about, and it seems that they are infertile. That's the only reason why I'm using them to record videos nowadays. Now these are the only 2 species of ants that I own, and pretty much I am not gonna move these into a terrarium or anything and that such until they get a good amount of workers. What you want to do, it could be like there are bigger species like carpenter ants. Now what you would do with that is you move them into something while there's 5 workers, but something for fire ants, you don't want to move them in until there's around 20 workers. Very good thing is to find out what your ant colonies like. Now for example, my ants here love soil. I know this because in my area, there's a forest area, which means that they love soil. What you want to do is find the exact area you found your ants, and then dig up what you find right there. Now, the reason because of this, animals like leafcutter ants, they like the leaves in their areas, and that's because their other colony specifically enjoyed that leaf. That's why when you find colonies, you want to find exactly where they were to find the resources that they enjoy. Now when you are looking for ants, exactly right here, you can see a fire ant. Now what I'll do with this is put her in a test tube setup because she's a larger ant species. But for smaller ant species, you would like to put them in a tubs and tubes setup because they do not like big surfaces. Some do, and even if they do, you still don't want to put them in there because they'll probably drown in the cotton, because I've had that happen to me a lot, and I'm trying to assure y'all that that doesn't happen to y'all. You see, I would recommend doing this one thing and one thing only: leaving your ants alone. That's the biggest mistake I even make. Now the reason why you do this is because they do not like vibrations and noises. They want to stay at less stress-free as possible. Now, the reason because of that is because if they don't, they could have less eggs and stuff like that. Now, you want to put them in a dark area and not watch them in a sunny area. That can slow down their growth by a lot and potentially can make your ants commit suicide, which isn't very common but can happen. See, what I'll do when I find an ant colony is not bug them until 3 days or so. I want the queen to feel as less stress-free as possible so she'll lay eggs. Now, depending on which species you can get, workers can come in 2 weeks or 12 weeks. Now, a thing that really can help is putting them in a heat source or a cold source to calm down their growth. So pretty much, if you put them in a cold source, they'll slow down like in a fanned area. If you put them in a garage or something like that, their growth will speed up because it's in a more heated area. When you're looking for an ant colony you want to look for them near the end of winter to the end of fall. The reason because of this, nutshell flights only happen through fall, winter, spring, summer, and little bits of fall. So what you'll do in that season is black lighting, adventuring after a rainstorm, or other stuff. You can just find them walking around on accident. It happens a lot. Sorry for the lighting changing, but pretty much what I recommend is leaving an ant colony in heat so they'll grow fast, and then putting them in cold areas after around 20 workers so they slow down if you're a kid. And always ask for parent supervision when taking care of any animal, but ants especially, because if they escape, you're gonna have a problem with your parents. Something I would recommend when you're getting into ant keeping and you're making a test tube setup is washing your hands, because if you don't, you could have mold growth on there, and then once you put it into the test tube, mold will grow faster. And ants hate mold. They lick themselves and clean themselves a lot and clean the area around them so mold doesn't grow, because where they live, mold is the most active. I really do hope that y'all enjoyed this video and y'all would like and subscribe and join me on my growth in my channel. Thank you for all the support last video, and I hope y'all have a good day. Goodbye.